you and I met, and we had an Instagram live in, I believe it was May 2020, last year, in the middle of COVID. And you were asking me where I was. I was in the middle of an empty office because over here it was still a ghost town. But now this is another empty office, but this one is because this one is being built right now. And we're like in the middle of the construction here. This is a future AGM marketing offices over here. We're excited about that. But anyways, there's a lot of strategies that we're incorporating right now in 2021. Can you hear that sound in the back? Somebody decided to do their lawn right now. Can you hear that?
Don't worry about it. It's not interfering in the broadcast.
Okay, great. So many opportunities. 2020 was a really good year for a lot of companies, and it was a terrible year for a lot of companies. So it really depends on what side of the equation you were. I have been doing digital marketing for probably about 8 years now, and I have seen the uptrend that digital marketing has had every single year. But what happened in 2020 was a massive acceleration. I believe that we accomplished digital marketing wise in 1 year what would have taken us maybe 5 years. If you look at e-commerce, how it took over, we had stories left and right. I have one of my businesses.
Okay, but let's dig deep into what did you do so that so people here can walk away with it. Because I definitely, as you know from digital marketing, whether you're sending out something briefly and somebody's swiping or whether you're talking, they're not making more attention these days. So let's get narrow and deep on it.
Right. So the main thing, Damon, that a lot of people don't know about is that when you're doing content on social media, like you and I right now, we're on Instagram Live, Facebook, on Instagram, you do stories, or wherever you go, there's a digital footprint that is left behind. And this is where you can capitalize on. So on 2020, a lot more people paid attention to social media, a lot more eyeballs got in there, and then we had greater ability to reach people, and that led me to build bigger and bigger audiences. The one thing that we do a lot here at AGM is that we build a journey in which we start with content, like, for example, somebody like Daymond John, or personal brand, or an individual e-commerce brand that has a mission, a statement, something to accomplish. We build a storyline for them. We get that content out there. We distribute it on all these social media channels, and then we start building a sequence of steps on these for these.
But
people.
what if a person at home right now just can't, and they need to know it? Because I always preach that you need to know a little bit about what you're doing, because then how do I know if AGM is doing the right thing for me? I mean, listen, obviously you and I are not talking because you do the wrong thing. You do great things, but sometimes people have that small budget, right? They got little to no money, and they say, you know what, I need to do it myself. And then when I go over to you, I'll either know if you're doing a great job or a bad job. What can they do right now themselves before meeting you to put out that content on a smaller level? Because like if you're saying we leave a digital footprint afterwards, well, the stat that I shared yesterday, and I'm sure you know all this way better than I do, is that such a low percentage of people actually go Facebook Live, or but however, a lot of people, it gains more attention. So right now, what can somebody do to start that digital footprint like you're talking about?
Right. So there's combination of, there's two things that need to get done. You got to have your content strategy. How are you going to change the world? How are you going to make the world a better place? What is your mission? How can you make somebody else's life better somehow? Once you have that figured out, then you pick omnipresent channels, and you want to be everywhere, right? And every single platform that gives you an opportunity. And then you start going in that routine, Damon, of posting a lot of content. That's very different to maybe coming to me now and saying, look, I got all this content going on and I'm posting all over the place, but I still not getting anybody to convert. I'm not getting anybody to the website. I'm not getting anybody to give me their information. That goes in line with the next step, which is more like along the lines of distribution. How do you get these people to become now more your subscribers? How do you get them to become your customers? That's another step down the journey. If you don't have the content going as a first step, your videos, your images, your graphics, your articles, your podcasts, and all these things, you're not going to have enough people to get towards your next step, which is getting these people into your funnels, into your sequences, your flows, your email lists, and all these places where you actually get people to take action with your brand. It just becomes that much easier when you can have a brand that already is doing content, and now they come to me and they say, Manuel, Damon, I already got a lot of content going on. I need to get sales, because without sales, I cannot pay the rent. And then we help them map out the funnels for them to be able to get these sales from the content that they have rolling out on social media.
Right. So where is this? Where is the starting ground and the middle ground, right? Because there's always I'm putting out a lot of content, but man, I'm afraid to ask for a sale. I'm afraid to ask for this and that. So, a lot of times I'll talk to salespeople and I'll say, as a salesperson, a lot of times when you're in the room or whatever the case is, you just forget to ask at the end to close the deal. Now that's one side when I'm talking to salespeople. On the other side, and I'm not talking on both sides of my mouth, there's got to be a balance. You can also go with the idea of, man, every time you talk to me, you're trying to sell me. I don't want to buy from you like that. So where's that middle ground where you're sharing enough content where it is attracting people? However, they're not getting sales fatigue, because every 2 minutes you're like, buy something, right? It's the chicken in the mall, the little chicken in the toothpicks that everybody walks by. You go, nom, 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 and then all of a sudden you buy. So what's that middle ground? And I'm not sure you maybe you have factors. Do you ask people, hey, I've given you all this content. Is there something else you need from me? What do you do to then know that you're not being too persistent or you're not being too scared?
That's a great question right there, Damon. And for example, if you look at somebody like yourself, that you're putting content and value all day long, the ones that we actually get to convert on Daymond On Demand products and get to that next level is the ones that have gotten your value along the way. So what is the middle ground? There's an old saying in marketing that says that somebody has to see your face at least 7 times before they buy something from you. So it's just about putting that value first. So what I would do is that I would invest money, advertising dollars, in getting people to see you, because platforms like Facebook and Instagram will not give you free traffic like that. Yes, you can build traffic along the years and over the months if you do it consistently and you have strategies like hashtagging and other things. But generally, you need to invest money for a guaranteed negative return on investment, meaning that you're investing advertising dollars. And I'm telling you, Damon, this is exactly the path that I built a few times. I have gotten people like my father. I know you mentioned a little bit on that story. We went from $6 million to $10 million to $25 million last year in revenue. The way that we did that was that we got this guy to put a lot of videos out there, and then we invested advertising dollars in getting these videos that don't make any offers out there into the world and building these digital audiences. So when I was getting enough of these audiences, I'm talking about, Damon, if you go, I'm going to give people something very practical. If you go to business.facebook.com and you have your ad account set up and your page is connected, you can go to the drop-down menu and go to audiences. Audiences allows you to create audiences of people that are engaging with your Facebook page, watching your videos, visiting your website, engaging with your Instagram profile, watching your Instagram TV videos, watching Instagram lives, all that stuff. You can create these audiences there. When you do that, you realize the potential of just providing this value first and literally having a campaign that has a guaranteed negative return on investment. Let's say that I do, just to answer your question.
Well, hold on. I want to elaborate, because some people may be new to it, some people may not be, right? So I'm going to look at this picture, right, that I put up of my mother, myself, and Barbara, right? If I go to view insights, it'll show you that, and a lot of people don't realize that, it'll show you that it reached 138,000 people. Only. I have 1.2 million people on this platform. So it shows that, and a lot of people don't realize that, they think that once they post something, it just hit all the followers. But I hate to break it to them, social media platforms are into making a profit. So, and once people start to understand this, they'll get it, that, social media says, well, I'm not only going to take from big companies, but if I get 1 billion people to give me $10 a piece just to push their post out, well, aha, right? You do the number, right? $10 billion. So to reach more people than this, if you have a good post that you feel that is converting, so let's say this one, traditionally, I noticed it is performing better than most of my posts for free, right? Then I go, holy, wait a minute. So that one's performing better than most. Maybe I need to put $10 or $20 if that's something. Now, this one is just me talking about how much I love Barbara, how much I love women, how much I love my mother. But if this one was talking about a better way to exercise that you do, or your nutrition, or how you're taking care of the skin where you're not putting poisons in it, and you put more and more and more, what happens is, and I'm breaking down simplistic for the people who are watching, they go, wait a minute. So now every time I put $100 there, I sell $200 worth of product. So if I put $1,000, I'll sell 2,000. Wait a minute, I put. So anyway, that a lot of people don't understand about that. So go ahead further in it, because sometimes you're too close to it. I'm breaking it down like a layman, like I like the
I
layman.
love it.
Like to break it down.
I love it. That's the way it is. That's exactly how Damon describes it, the way it is. Social media is out there for a profit, so you got to realize that. That's how they grow. Some people don't understand that Facebook's users or Instagram's users are not the clients. They are just the asset, and we are the clients, the ones that are advertising. So we got to pay to play on the platform. And a follower, somebody that follows the Instagram profile or your Facebook page, is nothing but a top of the funnel initial commitment that means absolutely nothing except that there's a potential interest there. So that's where marketing comes in. You get your content going, you're great at it, you do your videos and your images and your graphics and your articles and all of it, but now you're going to only reach a small percentage of them. And let me tell you, Damon, 10% on that post reach, it's a lot. It's
It's
pretty
fairly hard,
darn
because
good.
usually it's like 4 or 5%. So it must have been that some people liked it and shared it, but that's actually fairly low.
Yeah, so usually you're gonna get like 2% on Facebook. I mean, Damon, you might have like 700,000 followers on Facebook, and you put a post, and for some reason it reaches like 50,000 people, 40,000.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, right? So you want to make sure that you are responsible for continuing the conversation with these followers. It's not going to be Facebook's or Instagram's responsibility. It is your responsibility. So that's why my recommendation to anybody that wants to go down that journey, it's to build these audiences and invest advertising dollars on getting these people to continue to engage with you, and they don't forget. I don't know if you heard about this, Damon, but there was a research done in 2020 about people that follow a Facebook page or like a Facebook page. 95% of them, after they follow it, never come back to your Facebook page, which tells you the importance of building that community and you putting your own energy and your own marketing to continue the conversation with these people beyond that initial follow or like. Because it is an initial commitment that they've given you. It's like they liked it. Doesn't mean that they're going to give you money. No, it's an initial indication that they might be interested in your message and what you have to offer.
Got it. So, all right. So let me ask how. And when you say invest, I don't want people to be afraid of this. Invest could be $100, it could be $200. I mean, I always say use the power of broke. Don't sit there and just throw all this money at stuff. So what do you start to do? Do you start to initially look at your content and say, does it make more sense on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn? Because you end up putting $50 on each one and saying, okay, wait a minute. It looks like the business community is understanding this more. Or do you change the message too? It's the same video, but on Instagram you are saying, "Hey, these paper towels are amazing and they can soak up everything, and it's a great cost." On Facebook, are you saying, "How many do you have in your family? Because you're a family person, you probably need more." And on, I don't know, what's the other one? LinkedIn, you're saying, this is commercial grade, so if you're at the office, you know what I mean, you're not going to go through too many. So is it that or do you put the same one on all three and you say which one works? Is there any right answer to that?
So it really does depend on what you're trying to accomplish. Facebook and Instagram are an absolute powerhouse, comparable to nothing when you want to talk about e-commerce. Or if you're going to generate leads for people that are going to be getting some kind of service, for example, accounting services, real estate services. If you have any kind of thing that you can service people, Facebook and Instagram will feed you leads all day long. And LinkedIn is like Damon explained. If you're going to do some commercial products or something that it's more meant for corporate, nothing's gonna compete against LinkedIn in that particular example. And you can build audiences on both. Now, Facebook takes the cake, Damon. Like when it comes to the advertising product, they're still way ahead of the game. Everybody's trying to catch up. So if you guys want to scale your e-commerce,
why is Facebook way ahead of the game? Is it because people spend more time on there? Is it because I know that they have said that there are more female users and families on there, and a lot of times the female is the one dictating what is being purchased in the home, or what's being purchased in general, because she's probably you know, no matter what, making the decisions for the whole family. Are they staying on there longer because there's a lot of family stuff on there and you're getting to see? I mean, what is the reason that Facebook is so much more prevalent and larger in that sense?
The number one reason is data. They have done a better job of acquiring data over the years. Of course, anybody that's in the marketing world, you've heard that there's changes coming up with Apple and iOS 14, that there's solutions for that. Apple is rolling out some changes in regards to the acquiring of that data, but they have more data than anybody else, which allows you to target people better. For example, let's say that you have a high-end product. Here's something very practical for all of you guys here. A product that sells for $100, $200, or whatever. On Facebook, you have something that you're not going to get access to on LinkedIn or any other platform. You can go after the top zip codes on the United States. So for example, if your product is $158, you can actually exclude from your targeting anybody that makes less than $40,000 a year, because chances are these people are not going to be as comfortable spending $150 on a product. But the other ones, if you go after the top 10% income earners, these guys are going to be more likely to purchase your product.
You can't do that on other platforms as well.
They don't have.
Even though Instagram is owned by Facebook, but they don't give you that same filter.
No. When I say Facebook, I mean the Facebook family of apps, Damon. It's Facebook, Instagram. You have that data across.
All right. We're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah.
All right.
So Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, this world they share all that data. But if you go to LinkedIn, they're not there yet. So the
you can advertise like that on WhatsApp as well.
WhatsApp is it's opening up marketing. They opened
up
another
platform.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.